I'm so upset right now. I've been making some electric skillet meals for you guys all morning, and then this happened.
You're watching the Pantry show.
The counter broke. The electric skillet had so much heat permeating through its legs that it broke my counter. I want to get into the recipes right away first, but stay to the end and I'm going to tell you the story of what happened, okay? Because I know some people just clicked on this video to watch the recipe. So the first thing that I made was these French toast. I used sourdough bread that I made the other day in one of the other videos, and I just put together, Jada told me to throw this together. So 1 egg, like a splash of milk, which is like a tablespoon of sugar, some cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla, and just mix it up. It's just going to give you 2, right? So at first I just put it into the electric skillet because it's non-stick, and just cooked it that way and flipped it. But honestly, it didn't come out so good for me. It was more soft. If you like it soft, it'll be fine. So Jada told me to do what Chef Ramsay says to do, and he says to put some oil first down, then butter, and then cook it. I mean, that's a lot of bad things for you. And then on top of that, you're gonna put syrup. But you know what? It's your French toast, not mine. I don't like French toast because it always smells a little bit too eggy for me. I'd rather have my egg cooked separately and my toast separately, and then I mix them according to how I want. But they sure are beautiful. And I know a lot of people put syrup on this, right? So the next thing that I made was some chocolate chip cookies, and I used the recipe from my book, No More Leftovers. There's the book. From this book, page 41. I'll screenshot it or something, or I'll put the ingredients down below for you guys. And that recipe is supposed to give us like 6 normal size cookies like that, maybe 3 inches or whatever. But I wanted to go with small ones, and at first I tried 3, and I'm glad I tried 3. Well, I tried 4, right? I'm glad I only tried a little bit because it wasn't giving. I sprayed the thing, put it right into the cast iron skillet, because the covers on it, it kept steaming and steaming, and I don't know if it's because it was just sitting there on the bottom of the pan or whatever, but I couldn't get them to firm up, and it just stayed soft, and then eventually they burnt. That's done. Okay, so now I did something different. I used this thing that came with the rice cooker for you to steam vegetables, and I put parchment. I sprayed it first, put parchment, and then brushed some oil on the parchment. And I did 3. And they had to go for 40 minutes. I didn't flip them, but they are perfect. Perfect, okay? So I'm baking the rest right now. I think I have 8 more baking. So I got, what, 11 out of making them small? Okay. Then I did some baguettes. So I did half the recipe again, so from this book again. And I just, you know, baguettes are easy to make because you don't have to activate the yeast. So that's why I like to let people start with that kind of bread. So you just put 2½ cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt. Put the salt. I know I leave salt out of a lot of things I bake, but it's because I'm putting salted butter. If you don't put the salt in the baguettes, they're going to taste bland. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then about a cup of warm water. Make it into a dough. Knead it up, set it, you know, cover it, set it to rise for like an hour. Then come back, re-knead it. I cut it into 4. I made 1 round and 3 rectangle, and I just put it on the counter with flour on the counter, because you're really supposed to set it in the skillet to rise. So then you just turn the skillet on and let it bake, because you don't have to preheat the skillet to let it bake. But I was cooking the cookies and they were taking long, so I just put it on flour on the countertop. And I always slit my bread before they rise because I'm heavy-handed, and if I slit them after they rise, I'm gonna pop them. I do it all the time. So you can do what you want to do, because I know a lot of people come. I don't understand why you have a cooking show and people feel the need to come call you stupid. That's what's happening at Facebook. I didn't even get responded. I wanted to fight, but I shut up. I shut up, okay? So this is how, I think when the counter, okay, let's get back to the story of the counter breaking. So the counter, I was sitting over there, the little breads were baking, and they were going slow. So I came and bumped it up from 300 to 350 on the temperature. The cookies are baked at 275 incidentally, right? And I think that stuff, I don't remember, 275. So I bumped it up to 350, and I'm over there on the couch putting on my makeup so I could come on camera for you guys, and I hear pop! And the pop sounded exactly like when the rice cooker lid had popped on us and shattered into smithereens, right? So Joe heard it too, even though he's hearing impaired. He's sitting there at the computer. So I ran over here and I looked. I'm like, the lid's fine. Nothing over here is broke. Nothing fell. What did that pop? Don't forget to pick up your potable and dry mix. And remember, I already have everything in here. All you have to do is add butter, egg, and milk. And you don't even have to add the egg if you're allergic or if you don't like egg, all right? Remember, if you're not gonna put the egg, you're gonna put a little bit more milk. And if you don't wanna form them into the circles, you can make them into bars. You can customize them even more by adding raisin or dried cranberries or milk chocolate chips or white chocolate chips or both of them together or nuts, whatever you wanna add, all right? Pick up your dry mix today, guys. This is the whole bread. And I was gonna eat a half like this for my breakfast with peanut butter, but Jada just called and told me she's stopping by Costco and she's gonna get me a hot dog. I'll put that bread back so fast. So I was wiping down the counter to clean up all that flour, and my hand kept going up. I'm like, what's that? Is flour sticking there? Let me turn the camera on. Okay, there you go. The camera took a long time to pick up the crack. It's really a hairline crack, like a fissure. But if you leave it, it's just like the cracks on your windshield. It's gonna run. Man, I'm telling you, when I'm wiping, I'm looking at all the, you know, the stuff that they put to seal up the seams on the edge. And I'm like checking that every night, like a crackhead, to make sure that's not coming undone, because then Joe would have to go get like an epoxy or something to fix that over by the sink where all the wet. I mean, I'm over here looking at everything. Even when I'm sick, I'm checking my countertops and stuff like that before I go to bed. The paint on the cabinets is a flat paint. It's not glossy, because it would look weird if it was glossy. And so it gets dirty, like when your clothes get here and dirty. You have to be careful how you wipe it because it rubs off. But Joe has paint where he will come in and touch it up for me. I mean, it took me so long to get a nice kitchen, guys. And then this stupid thing, when we cook with the rice cooker, the slow cooker, or the pressure cooker, we set it on a cutting board. But maybe even the cutting board would have not stopped the problem. So now I have it not just on the cutting board, but I have it on one of these things. The wire rack, can you see it? Yeah, that's on legs. And I'm feeling it's not running hot. So what's cooking right now? The rest of the cookie. The rest of the cookies are cooking right now. They need to go another 19 minutes, but I know they're gonna come out great because these came out great. When they're done, leave them, let them set. They're gonna come out soft, but leave them, let them set, okay? So I have 4 pieces of bread, like 11 cookie, and these 2 French toasts. And this is what we did for the electric skillet today. I am looking up more recipes to try for y'all, and I will try some more recipes in the future. But child, we're gonna cook on the dinner table. We're gonna cook on the marble top. Not messing up my countertop anymore. This thing made me cry. Joe had to come and console me. This is the Pantry show. Joe is fixing the counter, guys. He first cleaned it with hydrogen peroxide, and then he cleaned it with alcohol with a toothbrush. Right here, see? And then he used this blow dryer on the lowest setting. He had low. Doesn't have cool, just low. And he held it far away and dried the counter. Then he put this tape, and then he put the crazy glue right into the fissure, and it has to sit here for 24 to 48 hours, and then he's gonna scrape it off with razor blade very carefully. You don't want to scrape the counter, just the glue.